Hello, my Stampin' friends. How are you tonight? Make sure I have this on. Okay, I do. Um, my name is Candice Anderson, coming to you live from Hiram, Utah. Hopefully, we have a few that can join live, but if not, I hope you enjoy the replay. Um, busy, busy, busy week last week for me. I don't know about you guys, but I cannot believe it's June already. We're already into the 6th month of the year. That's just crazy. But it was super busy for me last week. Here it was the end of school, which is normally nice anyway. But on top of that, my youngest son graduated. So we had graduation, busy week. And over the weekend, I need to share all the pictures, but I had the opportunity to go to a special event for Utah and Idaho demonstrators that was at the Stampin' Up! Home office, which is really fun because we had, I think, about 20 of the 120 or so people there that were part of our team. So I got to see a lot of friends, hang out, and see fabulous ideas, which is actually where I got my idea for tonight. The fabulous Shannon West. She is a DDM at Stampin' Up, but she's also in our group. And she demonstrated this idea, and I went, that's what I'm going to do for my Make It With Me Monday. So, um, if you saw my post earlier, I told you to grab an 8x8 piece of cardstock, neutral colors. I'm doing white. And then inks, stamps, whatever you want to go with it. You do need a piece of ribbon and two, 4 1/8 pieces of coordinating cardstock to make this card. But she called it a mini twist flip card, I think is what she called it. It's fun. It's cool. It looks awesome, but it's actually really, really easy to make. So, um, I'm going to switch the cameras here and we can get started. I'm going to share what I am using first. So I am using the Meant to Be and Be My Valentine stamp set. I love these little bees. These are so cute. I wanted to show you really quick though. I'll show you kind of in two ways here. So this Be My Valentine set is an older set, and it actually came with a coordinating punch that you could get for it. And this one here is the Meant to Be. Um, it has a coordinating set of dies. It also has paper, and it has a, I think I shared this recently, but where is it? Here it is. It has a scrapbooking kit. Well, that's not the paper, but there's paper that goes with it. So it has uh, sticker sheet. There's matching paper that you can get. You can buy the paper, the sticker, or the paper and sticker sheet, or you can buy the kit. So really fun, cute. But I'm going to be using bits and pieces from both of these. And what I wanted to show you is this you can see there are three different little bees that you can make on here, and they are actually three different sizes. So this one right here is from the die set. This one right here is from the punch, so you can see it's just a tiny bit smaller. And then this one right here is from the die as well. So if you wanted to get a variety of different bees or whatever, depending on what you're doing. I always thought you could do a papa, a mama, and a baby bee. But anyway, depending on your project, there are different sizes. Also, depending on which ones you buy. I love both of them. They have some fun, um, different elements to them. This one does have different sizes as far as the bees. The other thing to keep in mind is if you're using the punch, that it punches out the wings without punching out the center. If you were to use the wings on the dies, it does kind of more of an outline So something to keep in mind. So as far as the bees go, I actually used the punch for this project, and I've pre-stamped and punched everything else. But I also used, I love these, what are they? Hexagon? Think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it's a hexagon. Anyway, I love this little shape and they come in cool shapes. And when you cut them with your die cutting machine, just so you can see here, so when you cut it out, it cuts out this shape, but then it also cuts out the trim. So you get kind of both of them when you cut out, depending on what you want to do. And so they layer really nicely. So you can layer them up like so. Or for this project, I layered this one on here, and then I did this one on here, I think. Yes, that's what I did. So anyway, lots of fun things. There's additional flowers. There's, what does this say? I think it says our hive. So very fun to scrapbook with these. And then there's lots of cute little sayings. This one has some Valentine ones, but they also work really well just for sweet, cute sayings to go with it. So I'm going to move these over to the side and I am going to show you. I'm going to go ahead and show you what we are doing. And I do have one other sample that I can show you. So this is our cute little card. Imagine this is tied in a bow. I didn't retie it. But when you open the card, you get this twisty flip, which is why she called it a twist flip card. So super fun. It looks probably more complicated than it is, but it's really pretty easy. Let me show you my other sample that I didn't do. This one is using the new, what is it called? Notes and Totes stamps and dies. So I popped the tote off of the card a little bit. If you watched my one of my other lives, I kind of showed you how I did that. This one I didn't tie the ribbon. I actually tied this part around it. And then when you open it up, you get the same thing. So one thing I want you to note on this, if you'll remember, I told you to do 4 1/8 by 4 1/8. And I did learn, so this one I did 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, and you can't lay it down. It kind of does a weird twist because this paper on the back. So with this one, I kind of learned, and what I did, if you'll notice, when you open this, because I did the 4 1/8, it's still the same, but I lined it up on the edge here and here so that when it opens up flat again. So you can open it flat. You could put something here, not stamp as much if you wanted to be able to write. But I'm going to show you how to create this fun little card. So we're going to grab our, what is it called? Paper trimmer. Okay, and so this is my scoring blade. This is my cutting blade. I'm going to push my cutting blade up there for the moment. And I'm going to put this, so this is an 8 by 8. So I'm just going to go up 4 and I'm going to score it. And then I'm going to turn it around. And I'm going to go up 4 and I'm going to score it again. And then I'm going to bring this one and I am going to cut it just to the 4. So when we're done, we have score, 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 and it's cut right here. Now I'm going to slip it in here and I'm going to line up on these 2 corners here, push that cutting blade back out of the way, and make sure I'm doing this right. Should be okay. Sorry, I don't want to mess up, and yes, this is correct. So my cut is over here, and then we're going to line up these 2 corners, and we're going to score down to that center. And then I'm going to do the same thing. So I didn't score all the way across because these 2 bottom ones, I don't want scored. I want the 2 top ones scored. So I'm going to stick this back in here. I'm going to line up those 2 edges. And I am going to, oh, that was a cut. Oops. I'm going to score down to the middle right there. All right, it cut a little bit, but that's okay. It's still gonna work okay. So before I start using my bone folder, I'm actually going to stamp. And you can stamp this however you want. I thought it was really cute how Shannon did it. And she used a brand new stamp set that's going to be available starting, I believe, tomorrow, I think. Um, I think it's a brand new online exclusive. So I've grabbed elements actually from both the two different stamp sets, and I'm just going to stamp. And what she kind of did was stamped the first one, then she's kind of letting it fade away is the best way to describe that. So I'm just kind of stamping off and letting it fade away. And we're going to close this one. We're going to grab Summer Splash. So I'm using Pool Party and Summer Splash. I think they work really well together. And I just wanted a little bit more variety in color, so that is why I've gone ahead and used two different colors for the flowers here. So just kind of having it fade across right there. All right. And then we are going to take our cute little crushed curry and the little beehive looking stamp set. And I am turning this one a little bit as I stamp just to give it some variety. But I'm doing the same thing, just stamping multiple times, letting it get lighter as I move across the page. And last but not least, we're going to grab our Pretty in Pink and our Strawberry Slush, and we're going to add some hearts. And like I said, if you wanted to leave a little bit more room for writing, you could maybe do this one a little bit less so that you have some room for writing on here. Maybe a little bit there. All right. So once we have this part done, oh, I do need to add this. We're going to add some of these little twisty lines here. And while I have this one out, I'm going to add it to this one. Trying to remember which direction I went with it. I think like this, roughly. And last but not least, so I did pre-stamp all of these. The only thing I didn't stamp is the little face. I'm going to do this one going this way and this one going this way. And then we can finish putting this together. So it's really pretty quick and easy to put together. So we are going to fold in, where's my foam folder? And then we're going to fold these ones in. And then we're going to go this way and fold these ones so they pop up. Now, I think when Shannon did it, I'll be honest, I think she did another piece of cardstock here and here. So it popped up a full piece, but I personally kind of like the look of it just being um I don't know, that mountainy look. So I left it. I did do this. and just added some fun little elements. I'm just gonna glue this one on here. I also thought this would be really cute if you wanted to do pictures in it, kind of similar to the squash book. You could put some pictures in there and have those pictures pop up when you open the card. And this one, so this is 4 inches, and so I do have it right on the edge there so that it's going to fold within the card. I want to make sure it stays folded within the card when it pops up. And then we're going to add some little hearts right here. Oh, make sure I don't get the glue on there. So I'm just adding a little bit of color to my other pages, or sections a little bit, I guess is the word. And then for this part here, I'm going to glue. Yes, this is the inside one. Sorry, I have to look at my sample and remember what I'm doing here. I am not doing very good with my green glue. I love my green glue, but sometimes I make a mess with it. Are you guys the same way? I don't know. Sometimes I have some issues. Okay, so we're going to flip that one over and just line it up in the center here. Maybe. Oh my goodness. There we go. And I'm going to glue it down. Make sure I'm doing it the way I had planned. All right. Now to put the bee together, I prefer to just use my mini glue dots. So the easiest way, in my opinion, is to just add a glue dot on the end here. I'm going to go ahead and put these ones on. And then I can just stick it to the back here. Now I want to keep this so it lays pretty flat, so I'm not going to pop him up. I'm just going to glue him down to my page because it's already got a little extra thickness as it is. Now I fussy cut the flower out, although I did use the die for this flower. So on this part here, because I wanted it white behind, not black, I just cut a little piece of white. I'm just going to add some glue to the back of that. So I can glue a little piece of white over that hole, essentially. And then same thing, I'll add some glue to this. And to this. And we can add that flower in our little bee. So quick, easy. Decorate the front of that. And I got a lot of extra glue on that. Thankfully, it dries clear. Now, to finish putting this together, the one thing that we want to keep in mind is the direction that it opens. So when we're putting this together, we're going to take our two strawberry slush pieces here. And this piece here, we want to make sure that we're lining it up. And like I said, I want it to overlay here and here, but not on the back here and here. So I'm going to add some glue. And then I'm going to line it up on those two corners. So I want it even with the edge of these two here. And then when I do this one, I'm going to do the same thing. And we want it to open like this. So this is going to be our front right here. But before I attach this, I'm actually going to put my ribbon around it. I'm just going to grab some of this ribbon here. Now you can do the ribbon across the front of this page if you want to. I did it that way on my other one. But this one I decided I wanted the ribbon underneath. I didn't like the look of the ribbon going across my image that I was doing on my friend. So, um, one thing I will caution you, if you're ever doing ribbon to close something like this, make sure you leave it plenty long because you're going to be unwrapping it and wrapping it again, undoing it and redoing it. So you want it plenty long that it's easy to retie that bow. And then I just went in and added a little bit of tear and tape to hold that in place. Doesn't necessarily have to have it because you are going to be putting the other pink one across the top. Now, one thing, keep in mind, you do not want tear and tape here. If you did, then when you tried to open this, it would hold those two pieces together and you wouldn't be able to open it quite the way it's supposed to. If you do want to put it along the back, then I suggest opening the card and placing it down before you put it on the back. But it's a little bit easier if you don't, if you just leave the back one non-attached. All right, so now we're going to do this front one here. And remember what I did. Okay, so we're going to glue this one down. Just kind of trying to center it the best I can there. You could get out a ruler and center it really well if you wanted to. I'm more of a eyeball it person. How about you? Are you an eyeball it or are you a um gonna get out the ruler? I've seen it both ways. And either way works. All right, so we're gonna flip this one and we're gonna add it around the edge. Oh, of course. Shifts on me. All right. So this one, I am having the little bee. One fun thing about this stamp set is you can have the bee go multiple different directions. You can have the bee go this way. You could have the bee go this way. You can have it go up and down. Just depends. Really, and it's got a bunch of different faces that you can add to it. So you can really have a lot of fun with the little bee. Oh, we need to add his antlers. Um, just depends on what you want to do here. And I want him holding the little flower. So I'm actually going to attach this one with glue dots. And this one, I'm not worried about the center. I'm not adding the white behind it because I'm actually going to grab one of these little iridescent pearls and put it in the center. I could have done that on the inside on this one, but I didn't want the extra depth added to it. So, and then I am going to pop this guy up with a little saying, not the same, with the dimensionals. I'll pop him up and kind of, oh, those dimensionals like to go everywhere. And to finish it off, I have this cute little "You're as sweet as honey" that I have stamped on the front. I'm going to use some dimensionals on those as well. And I do have it stamped a little bit longer just so that I have a little bit of room depending on where I want it to end up. And then I'll just take my snips and cut that so it's not sticking off. So now that this one is done, I actually am going to attach it with dimensionals as well. So I want it to pop. Um, and I'm going to use a lot because I want it to stay stuck on here. We're going to pop them all along here. I told you I was going to use a lot of dimensional. This card just felt like it needed a whole bunch of them. Usually I kind of am a little bit more sparing on my dimensionals, but I don't know. Just don't want the top coming off, I guess. Making a big old mess with them. Okay. And then we're going to add this. Again, I'm lining it up so it lines up on those two corners so that when I open it, it's going to leave me the space for that to fall. And we'll finish this off by adding one more little heart on the front here. Maybe. And we'll pop this one up with a dimensional as well. So there you go. There's the finished card. Again, opens up with a fun little twist. You can put your little message here. You could add another piece of paper or frame, even another one of these smaller if you wanted to do some writing on it, depending on what you wanted to do. Cute, fun little uh, twist card. So easy to make. Here's my other sample if you missed that one earlier. This is again using the notes. Just a note. You could stamp. I loved how she did this. This idea came from Shannon West, and I did love how she stamped in different colors for each quadrant and the same image and just kind of stamped it off as she went along. You could do the whole background paper as like a whole bunch of images. You could use some designer paper. Just depends on the look that you want to go with. Um, as far as if you were to use designer series paper, I would probably recommend attaching it to something, um, just because it's a bit thinner than even our white paper, and so it would just make me a little bit nervous that it might be, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Just would tear very easily. One thing that I wanted to point out on this one that's a little bit fun is I did use every single stamp in the stamp set when I made this one. Um, Not always an easy thing to do, but I did use every stamp in there. This one is fun with the little pocket. It has a little money. Need to glue that down a little more apparently, but I like the little pocket because you can stick something in there for a little pocket. My other one I made, I did not. I made these come out, but this one I popped it up, so they're in there. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that. Couple things I wanted to share. I'm going to switch this back to here. A couple things I just wanted to mention and share. It is a new month. That means we have new episodes of Scrapped coming out this month. We are focusing on the new in colors. So be sure to stop by. I'll be sharing my friends, and I will be um, the last Thursday of the month. Uh, Couple other things, if you're looking for a great deal on some of the sweets, I don't know if this one's included, but I believe this one is. But any of the sweets, they are going on sale. I believe it starts tomorrow or the next day, and it's buy one, get one 50% off, and that's all the products in the sweets. Um, So you'll have the more expensive item and then get the less expensive item for free. So, or 50% off, not free, sorry. Um, but super great deal. I will definitely be taking advantage of that. We also have new online exclusives coming out. I saw some of them over the weekend. Super cute. The one I didn't see that I cannot wait to see is I was told there is a Halloween one coming out. So I'm super, super excited for that. I love the Halloween stuff and I can't wait to do that. I do have some classes that I'm working on that be watching for those. If you missed my 30 my card a day in May, you can go back and check out all those cards. They're still on my website. Remember, you can watch me on YouTube. Since Facebook takes this off after 30 days, I am streaming to YouTube as well. So uh, be sure to jump on YouTube if you want to go back and see any of those older ones. And I will be back next Monday again at 7:30. Thanks again for joining me and have a stamptastic night. Bye bye.